From architecture to painting and sculpture, literature to live music and theater. Radio 111 presents Bonnie G and Brayan Mendoza with The Desert Scene, your connection to culture and entertainment in the desert cities. Here's Bonnie and Brayan.
And welcome to The Desert Scene. And hello, Brayan.
Hello, Bonnie.
I've got a great co-host here, wears many hats. He runs the board and all kinds of stuff. We're very excited to have as our guest today, Jamey Ray, who created this wonderful a cappella group, Voctave. Octave with a V. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And they're going to be at the McCallum coming up in March. Hi, Jamey. How are you?
I'm great, Bonnie. How are you?
Good. So this sounds like such a fun group. So I want to talk about your background for a second, then we'll get into the group. So you are from Clearwater, Florida originally, attended Rollins College and then New York University, and now you're a professor of music at Rollins College. That's fabulous.
Yes, I love it. I'm very thankful.
So now, did you start in music as a child? Did you start singing as a child? Do you play piano? Or tell us how this. Do you have a musical family?
Yeah, I actually was very lucky to be in the Florida Boy Choir when I was in elementary school, and that's kind of where everything started for me. I learned how to read music there. I learned how to sing, and started to teach myself how to play piano in elementary, and ended up majoring as piano and voice in college, and just have done music my whole life, and I'm very lucky to have parents that were supportive in that. And there was music in one side of my family and distantly on the other side, but I was the musician in our house for sure. So, but I did a lot of really good things as a younger student that helped me be ready for college, which is great.
And it's nice to have that kind of support, family support, when you're going to embark on this kind of career. Yeah. So tell us about Voctave, which is, I love the name. How did you come up with the name?
That's a funny question. I mean, there's a long story that's true, and there's a short story that's fake that we tell people. I'll try to tell them both. Okay. When we first did our first video that people started to become aware of us on, which was our Disney Love medley, we did that with the girl from Pentatonics, Kirsten Maldonado, who was one of the loveliest people. And that video blew up. But when we first did it, that was our first thing. And her boyfriend at the time, who was also in the video, told me, you need to have a name, you need to have a website, you need to have other videos, you need to have all these things, because we were just kind of a group of singers getting together to sing. There was no plan in place.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to call us 8VA, which in music means to play or sing something up an octave or down an octave, and because we have a really wide range. And he heard me describing that, and he goes, that's a terrible name. He goes, you'll never be able to buy 8VA as a trademark or the URL. And he said, what does it mean? And I said, well, it means an octave. And he goes, great, you're a vocal group, and put a V in front of it, so it's Voctave. And I was like, well, I hate that. And he's like, no, you'll like it eventually. And it turned into something that I really like. But what's funny now is that all of our music, we have a pretty wide range of high notes to low notes. We've got a 5-octave range. So if you treat the V like the Roman numeral 5 in front of the word octave, we've got a 5-octave range, and that's where it came from. Pick whichever story you like better, and that's where our name came from.
That's perfect, but I love it. So how did you find all of these singers? How did you put together this group?
Well, we all have sung together in Orlando in some capacity or another. A lot of us have worked together at Disney or at other parks or session work in Orlando, and it just kind of became a thing that I picked people that I liked working with that I thought were amazing singers, and we've got a lot of great people to choose from there in Orlando, but this was just a good fitting of people, and I'm thankful for Disney and for the theme parks there, because that's where we kind of found each other. And so that's where it was really born, was there working together and singing together in Central Florida.
Did you know, were you solid with the number 11 originally? You said, I want 11, or just kind of evolved into that size?
It evolved into that because we started with 8-9 singers, 8 plus myself, and it was just going to be a studio group, and I was writing more than 8 or 9 parts. And we would just stack it as we would sing. And then when we started to get requests to sing live, we thought, okay, well, I guess we'll go do this live, but I need more people. And so I added another female and male singer, and that's where it just kind of landed at 11. And we've been there ever since, and it's great.
So I'm looking at the information here. The members, you all have roots in musical theater, contemporary Christian music, barbershop, pop, and choral music. So do you do all of those genres when you perform?
No, we draw on probably the experience of all of those things to create the Voctave sound. We have barbershop stars in the group. We've got a Dove Award nominee in the group. We've got someone with a jazz album out right now. But all of those different sounds combine to create what is Voctave. It's not we're not going to sing a number of different styles. It's all going to sound like Voctave, but it's everyone's individual backgrounds that are what create this sound. So. We draw from that.
So would you say, do you not want to be pigeonholed, or would you say it's more leans more towards jazz, your sound in general, or the type of music?
No, I mean, the a cappella world that has swept the whole world, partially because of Pentatonics. Thank you to Pentatonics and the sing-off and different things like that. I think that they've opened up the door for a pretty wide range of even styles within just the a cappella world. And a lot of people will associate us with Disney because we've got a lot of Disney songs that we do well and that the sound really lends itself to. Christmas is also another really great thing that this group and this sound lends well to. There's a really nostalgic sound and feel to it. So I would not label us. I mean, in our concert, if you come and see our concert, you're going to hear some jazz, you're going to hear some Broadway, and you're going to hear some Disney. Okay. And all of those things are going to be still with the Voctave trademark sound on it.
So is this a democracy? I mean, you obviously started the group and you run the show, but does everyone have a sort of input into songs and how things evolve?
Well, I mean, I am certainly writing these pieces to celebrate the individuals. And so I don't want to write a piece that's going to have a solo in it of a song that they couldn't care less about or that they can't connect to or they don't want. And so there's definitely conversations about all this. But the bottom line is if I don't feel inspired by a song to arrange it, then I can't get it. So we can talk about songs all we want. But, I mean, we've got lists and lists. We're in the car right now, and we were just talking about more albums that we could be doing and recording soon. So we've got a laundry list of things we can still do. But I mean, as far as being a democracy, this is everyone else's group just as much as it is mine. Everyone that's in the group, they all have ownership over this, and I want them to feel that ownership. And so, because when they do, then they care more about the group, and they're more impacted. They're dedicated to it. So it's good.
And now when you have a group, I'm a performer, I'm a singer, I've been in plays, and when you have a group, 11 folks, performers, sometimes you got to juggle egos a little bit. Has that ever been an issue?
Well, honestly, part of putting this group together was starting out with people who are people that I wanted to work with. That I knew would be good to work with. And as a performer, you have to have some level of ego. Right. It doesn't have to be a gross level of ego, but you got to have some confidence in there. And I think that does definitely exist in the group. But we're a family. And I mean, just like any family, we laugh together and we cry together and we might have things we don't agree on, but everybody knows that the end goal is the same and everybody is good to work with. And that's part of the best thing about Voctave is we look forward to our time together because we don't get to spend a lot of time together. It's either unless we're performing or recording, we don't have a lot of time as the 11 of us. So we have fun together. We laugh a lot.
That's important.
It is definitely fun.
Yeah. So I'm looking multiple number one songs and albums on iTunes, Amazon, and Spotify. Voctave is also ranked on the top 25 in Billboard magazine's charts and has received more than 150 million views on their videos. That's a lot. Wow.
It is a lot, and I'm thankful because, I mean, when we first started, it was just kind of putting things out there that we liked doing, hoping people would like what it was that we were doing. We loved it. We hoped that other people did, and it's nice to see that we've gotten a lot of people excited about it. And some of our favorite things to do is to go and actually watch reaction videos where people will react to our videos online, and those are some of the most fun things to go and watch, to hear people try to analyze it and hear people talk about individual voices and just be blown away by some of the things that happen in the videos. It's a fun, social media is the reason that we absolutely exist, and it's certainly a fun way to keep us going.
Yeah, so you're going to be at the McCallum Theater on March 10th. So tell us about how did you put together that show? How did you choose the material?
Well, we're lucky to have a great agency with Opus 3 that's booked us there. We've been there before and had such an awesome time, but that was a Christmas tour, and it was a very different show. So if you came and saw us at Christmas time, you're going to get a completely different show this time. And it's going to be, like I said, we're going to have some jazz songs in there, and we're going to have some Disney, and we're going to have some Broadway. And honestly, when we first started picking songs for this tour and this time, it was songs that we wanted to sing, but it's turned into a very message-heavy driven show. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, as we know. And
right.
there's some important messages that can be relayed through music. And we'll have some fun songs that are just for fun, but there's definitely going to be some moments that hopefully we're going to get you in the field.
Yes.
So make sure that you come ready for that.
Yeah. Now, McCallum, I think it's for tickets, I believe it's www.mccallumtheater.com.
Yes, it's www.mccallumtheater.com, and you could also call the box office. So if you wanted to get some tickets to this event, I'd certainly encourage everyone to do it either way.
And Jamie, for Voctave, what's your website for people who want to check it out?
Voctave.net.
Oh, that's easy. Okay.
Yes, and you can follow us on all social media. It's all just Voctave. So you said it exactly right. It's Octave with a V in front of it. So Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, make sure you go there too. But it's all Voctave. Well,
I'm so happy to talk to you. I'm going to have to check it out. What a wonderful group that you have going there. I did choirs in school and harmony and all that, so I want to check it out. But best of luck to you. Continued success. Knock 'em dead at the McCallum, and drive safe. I know you're traveling. And thank you so much for being here today. Really enjoyed chatting with you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great. We're so excited to come to California.
Excellent. All right. Check it out. Thank you so much, Jamie. And we will see you all on the next Desert Scene.